Shepherd's Well. Winter time, midwinter, and it's just finished chucking it down with rain. We're looking in the direction of the line, main line, which is to the right between the green signal box and the siding with the 08 heading, and that takes you around the corner. Right, welcome to 61. This one's not going anywhere yet, so I might as well put the brake on and leave it there. This is the cab. I'm looking at a very nicely done cardboard loudophone, very sweet. I'm going to take you through to the brake van, and you can have a look and see what's what. Right, this is one of the areas that a significant amount of work was done in over the last year, 2020, because this was the workshop, complete with workbench. One of the things Ashley's been working very hard at is to shift all this lot out, so it's a coach again, and we've got the workshop here in Shepherd's Well, and we've also got the other one at Sellage. If I just get my cameraman to come round, this is the windows that we got John Shepherd to get a quote from the people who are approved timber suppliers to London Underground. I just remind you that they make shoe beams, so they get things right. And they've got £3,000 for 8 of these window frames. So that's quite a lot of money to get the jig made, to make the first one, subsequent ones much cheaper. But it's not just a case of taking the old one out and putting the new one in, because we've got Mother Rot here, which is giving us a bit of grief. And there's going to be more work involved, but we need to get these done, because the most important thing is to keep the damp out, which is why we concentrated on the roof. The most important thing is to keep the damp out, which is why we concentrated on the roof. The other thing that 61 needs doing is the wiring. And we've got Ashley's got a good idea of who started the wiring, and hopefully we will be able to contact them. Hopefully we'll be able to find out what the drawing was they were using. It shouldn't be too difficult. As a retired telephone engineer and railwayman, we should be able to work out this wiring. It's not that difficult, and I can tell from here, because we've seen what's in the other coach, what's going on here. So this is the brake, as for what it is. Let's move through into the saloon.
Light out there.
There's not much light out there now. Can we have a bit of light? A bit of light, boy. Thankfully. Super. Right, this is one of the problems we've got to look at as well. As you can see, the window doesn't stay up. We're very fortunate there's a little bit of grip we've got left, and we can put the drain pipe on to stop the whole of the drop light dropping. So that's another area of work. Probably means taking the door off, and probably means doing quite a lot of work on it. The one this side is a lot better. Notice the Ashley patent door window shutter, and this provides a good degree of security, particularly when these window rubbers need replacing.
That was a Brendan Gash.
Oh, it's a Brendan Gash door mod. Right, very good. Thank you, Brendan. Okay, now the saloon. Wait for it. Hold your breaths. Don't. Maybe not. Right, this is the saloon where we have fun and games with the ceiling. And this is where the damp's done its worst. And we have here the patent Piper prop. And this is the idea we have for putting the ceiling panels back up. The big problem we have is they don't make this width of hardboard anymore. So the idea of the prop, which is designed for people to put up hardboard, is that we can jack it back up into place. We're going to need more than one prop. Once we've jacked it up into place, then we'll be able to pin it back in, and because we're not getting the damp anymore, hoping the hardboard will stay. We've had some very good help from the Railway Carriage Preservation Group, the damp we're hoping is something that we can deal with. If we can't, then we'll have to replace the panels. But fortunately, now we've had the roof done, we're in a situation where at least we're not getting water in from the actual roof. There is potential, of course. We're in the same boat here as we were with 87, and that is the fact that we can get water in through the window seals. This particular one you can see is dry, which is good, and we'll have a look and see if there's more. We've got some little gems from the past. I'll be very gentle with this because the spring might be rusting, but here we have some genuine Rexine, completely BR logos, as used on London Transport Route Busters, of course. And we have a bit more down here for panelling. So the reason this was stripped out, this bay was stripped out, was to look at the framework, because obviously this is a wooden bodied coach. That's the Roger Ford thumper test. Those of you who read modern railways will know all about that. And as you can see, it looks fairly reasonable, but the floor doesn't. It's a little bit on the manky side. And to get that replaced, we would have to strip it. And we would have to take at least, or lift at least, the seat bases. So we've talked about the state of the brake band doors, we've talked about the state of the windows, and we've talked about the state that we need to do some work on the floor. Now, at least we've got all the bits. So if I go through to the other saloon, you can see that damp has always been a problem here. We've got the floor is very broken up. Very fortunate to see that we're not appearing to get any leaks, because it rained very hard earlier this afternoon, and it doesn't look as though we've got any new leaks here. Obviously this is old.
Just to add that a lot of the reasons why the floor cracks up like that is because of sunlight.
Of course, yes.
UV rays from the
Yes,
sun.
through the windows, both sides, crossing over.
That cracks the lino up.
Proper liner, of course, of a decent thickness. Right, so now this is the other part of the saloon, and here we've got all the seat base material and everything stored. We're a little better off with the ceiling here. We just got some vintage, I mean, can we sell the paint? I mean, this is lovely pattern, but whether that's something we could sell to our members and others to raise some money. Needs carefully stripping and carefully repainting. Fortunately, the leaks haven't been so bad this side, so we've got quite good. It's a lot more work on. It's much easier to work on. Ashley's got a concept for making the lighting, temporary lighting, so we don't have to do a complete rewire onto the 110 or 70 volt supply, and we could use there's quite a lot of LED lighting around these days, but you can see there's a fair amount of work here. The floor is still a major item. We come through to the lobby. We have another area that we need to do a lot of work on, and that is this door, or this window. And this is the one that won't shut, and you can see the water running down from the recent rain, not to mention the screw, which is doing that as well. It's all easy enough to tack another bar across the top here, but the reason it's dropped is probably because the scissors underneath have rusted and it's lost its counterbalance. Straps will have to replace, that's pretty common. We've got a touch of the old metal moth or wood moth here. That's not it's only a veneer. So, yeah.
It's just 3mm ply.
3mm ply.